let's move on to topic number 8. A big topic, breaking news that really just coming out over the last few days with Cam Akers, the Los Angeles Rams running back, the running back out of Florida State University, with the torn Achilles tendon, obviously ending his season prematurely. But yeah, man, this is going to be a long road to recovery for a great young running back.
Yeah, this is brutal. I mean, first you think about Cam Akers, who really burst onto the scene last year, especially later on in the season, had a nice end to his season. I know a lot of fantasy owners were looking for him as to not be a sleeper, because he was going to be a top 10 running back, I think, in fantasy, but a guy that, you know, was going to be a high-end running back that maybe not everybody was talking about. And then you look at the Rams, too, where, you know, last season was a little bit of a letdown. I know they made the playoffs last year, but lost in the first round, if I remember correctly. Can't believe that was so long ago. I can't even think about when that was. But, you know, and then they gear up this year. They make the trade for Matt Stafford. You know, they're loading up with Aaron Donald, and Robert Woods is getting a new contract. Cooper Kupp got a new contract. You know, they're trying to load up. They're trying to go for the Super Bowl this season, and then their top running back tears his Achilles. And it's just like, you know, they were putting so much stock into this year, probably next year, before a lot of these contracts either came up or they would have some serious salary cap issues. And then this happened. So certainly a blow to the Rams, certainly a blow to Cam Akers. It's going to be interesting to see, number one, you know, do the Rams try to pick up another running back? They have Darrell Henderson, who's a really good back as well. They drafted a kid, I can't remember his name right now, in I think the mid-rounds of the draft. So they have some depth there, but they don't have anybody as good as Cam Akers. So do they go out and get somebody? Is somebody like Sony Michel with the Patriots somebody that could get traded to the Rams? You know, there's things like that might be talked about over the next few weeks during training camp, which is coming up over the weekend, and then early next week when everybody gets going. That's going to be a topic of discussion going forward.
I saw you throwing out that question to Boston Sports Radio about Sony Michel getting traded. I thought that was a good one. I think I brought up a great point. Honestly, I think, hey, it's possibility. There is a possibility there, because I think we do have some movement. We have so many great backs that we could potentially think about moving on from one if it was the right deal. But for Cam Akers, I mean, this is a big hit, man, unfortunately, and a big hit for the Rams, because you got your star running back, your young star running back, probably the running back for the next, 6 to 8 years, you're hoping. And then he has a big injury like this. So two things personally. I'm a big Cam Akers fan, big Florida State Seminoles fan. So I got to see this kid play a lot. Got to even see his high school days. And boy, was he unstoppable. And he had a great showing at Florida State. So it did not shock me to see him get drafted so highly to the LA Rams. But I want to say this. I think the timing is good for Cam Akers. And I know people are like, timing, blowing out the Achilles. If he had stayed in college and this happened, in his junior or senior year at Florida State, then his draft stock would have just plummeted huge, and he wouldn't have been able to sign his big money contract that he's already signed being in the NFL. So the fact that this happened when he's already in the NFL, established, has his contract signed, that I think that's good timing for Cam Akers. And the second thing is he's young. He's young. I think he's going to be able to recover from this injury, be able to rehab it, and come back strong. If this happens later in your career, there's potential that you do not come back from this and that it is career ending. So I think the timing is right. Unfortunately that it happened at all, but luckily for Cam Akers that, he's already established, he signed an NFL contract, he's getting NFL checks, and, he's young, he's going to recover. The young body is resilient. He's going to fight back. He's got the right mentality. This kid is a beast. He's a dog. He's going to want to come back and show everybody what he can do. So I'm expecting to see him back, not up to obviously this year, but I'm expecting to see him come back maybe sometime next year, maybe, keep him out of preseason, I think even next year, and bring him back sometime in the beginning of the regular season next year. But as far as this year goes for the Los Angeles Rams, I think they're going to have to go ahead and make a move to get another back in the stable so they can go ahead. Like you said, they've loaded up with the trade to get Matthew Stafford, where they said they want to go ahead and try to win. Well, you're going to need a running back. You're going to need a run game. I know it's a pass-heavy league. You're still going to need a run game, especially if you want to try to have a balanced offense. So I'm expecting the Los Angeles Rams to go ahead and try to make a move to fill this backfield spot. It's just who are they going to get? And undoubtedly, I don't really think they're going to be able to get a back as good as Cam Akers.
Yeah, this move could happen mid-season too. You saw it with the Bucs last year when they traded for Leonard Fournette. And Leonard Fournette was huge for them in the playoffs because they had an injury to their starting running back. So, I think the Rams will make a move at some point. It just happens. It's just, who are they going to go after? What type of back are they going to go after? And when is that going to be? Is it going to be at the trade deadline or is it going to be before training camp? That'll be an interesting story to follow.